Well, hello there. It's that time again. Yes, it is. It is time for our weekly tarot and astrology blog here on this beautiful, lovely, cool March evening, March the 4th, Sunday, 2018. And as usual, I'm going to go over the upcoming week with some Tarot de Marseille cards, then follow with some astrology. So do stay tuned. It will be very interesting. Okay, the cards that we have for this week, for our upcoming week, are the Star, the Priestess, and Strength. Now this is very interesting. We look at the Star, there she is naked, forlorn looking, pouring her water out of her vessels into the ground, into the river, body of water, whatever's before her. And gazing upon her with love and compassion is the Priestess. The Priestess says to the innocent one, the pure one, here, I offer you my knowledge. I offer you compassion. I offer to you, yes you, the book of life, the completeness of understanding, for you are pure of heart. Now the Lady of the Strength card says, I don't have time for this. I've got my hands full with this lion, opening or closing his mouth. I got to tend to the task at hand. We must be efficient. I mean, look at her. She's got that very stern look on her face. She's very determined to control that lion. And she is facing away from these two very highly spiritualized energies. So it's like we have a choice this week. Do we follow the heart? Or do we follow the mind or just the passion? Which way are we really supposed to go? Well, let's take a look at the minor arcana, because I think they're going to give us some hints. Yes, that's right. I've drawn 2 minor arcana for the week. I always do that because it seems to nicely expand on the reading with the majors, and it actually gives practical advice on how to use or work with that energy. So what we have for the minors this week is we have the 6 of Cups and we have the Knight of Wands. Now immediately we're struck with that dichotomy, that division. We have that pathway formed by the 6 cups going up in a straight line. Basically the path of the heart. The cups are the heart, the water is the heart, the flow of the emotions, the flow of life's course. The Knight of Wands, he's turning that same direction as the Lady in the Strength card. Okay, and it's interesting because the wands, lions, they tend to get attributed to fire. Not always, but that's a common attribution for it. And in this particular case, the alignment is pretty fitting. The knight is very awkward. He's trying to turn his horse, and he's got this big, huge wand in his hand, this big staff, and it's just a picture of awkwardness. So it's like, let's follow the path of flow. Let's follow the path of the heart. Don't worry so much about efficiency. Worry about expressing your heart, following that sense of where your life is flowing. Instead of trying to force things, you don't have to force things a particular way. You can go ahead and pursue your path through the ways of least resistance. That's the pathway for this week. So let's go ahead now. Let's take a look at some astrology. Again, not an awful lot, but a couple of things that are interesting. For one thing, we are in a waning moon. We had the full moon recently, last Thursday. So at this point, things are on the decrease energy-wise in terms of lunar energy. And the moon is a communicator, the mediator of the planetary energies to the Earth. So this is not a time for attraction. It's a time for subtraction, for getting rid of things, banishing, cleaning out our lives. Now one interesting aspect we have coming up is we do have Moon trine Mercury at 11:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this coming Wednesday night. Now I always look for planetary aspects that fall on the day that they rule, because that really gives them the power, gives them the oomph, makes it worthwhile to do that ritual or that prayer, that meditation, whatever it is that you need to do. This might be very good for healing. Okay? This could be good for physical healing. Angel Raphael, the master of Mercury, he is the great healer. Also, this is a good time for maybe cleansing the finances a bit, cleansing the mind. There's a lot of mental energy associated with Mercury, commerce, things of that nature fall under the rubric of Mercury. So this may be a good time for a spell, ritual, meditation along those lines. And then on Thursday, we're going to have Jupiter going retrograde. Now, of course, that's not a particularly good thing. Planets going retrograde usually are not functioning at their capacity, and Jupiter is a natural ruler of wealth, so this is not really a real fortunate thing, unfortunately. But I have to mention it because it is part of our astrology. And then coming Sunday, we are going to return to daylight savings time on the 11th. So I'm going to go ahead at that point and turn our clocks forward 1 hour, spring forward, fall back. So we got to spring forward. I was surprised. I looked at the ephemeris tonight and I'm going, oh my God, it's coming already. I didn't even know until I looked at the ephemeris that it was going to be next Sunday. We haven't even had the equinox yet. Oh well, what can you do? At least the light will be coming into the bedroom a little bit later instead of earlier. Makes it a little easier to sleep. And a little more light at night when I go on my evening walk. Okay, what can I do? Okay. So there we go. That's our blog. That's it for this week. I really appreciate you watching. I really do. I appreciate your support. And until I see you next week, I want to say to you, many, many blessings.